fellow hungry travelers. Mark here, and today we're here in Philadelphia to tell you what you should eat when you come here to Philly. And I'm not going to be a local and tell you what you have to do, but there's some really tasty things to have when you are here, and probably the most famous, the one that everyone comes here to have, is a Philly cheesesteak, which is steak, cheese, and onions, fried onions on top. It's fantastic wherever you get it. I know a lot of people talk about the famous ones, Pat and Gino's, but honestly, go anywhere in the city, you'll find great Philly cheesesteaks, or just ask one of the locals and they'll tell you, don't go to Pat and Gino's, man. Go here, go there, go there. There's tons of places to have it and you want to do it. And make sure you know how to order it right. For me, I go one whiz with, what's that? Well, I want one Philly cheesesteak with Cheese Whiz in it. Now you can get Cheese Whiz or provolone or American, different kinds of cheeses, but just say the kind of cheese you want. And then if you want it with the fried onions, you say with or with, or you can say without, which I don't know why you would, but you say it that way. And that's how you order it, okay? And it's all over the city. You'll enjoy it. Don't worry, but that's one thing you have to have. But I'll be honest with you, Philly cheesesteak isn't my favorite sandwich to have when I come here to Philadelphia. My favorite hoagie to have, my favorite sandwich to have, however you want to call it. My favorite is the roast pork. And if you're at Reading Terminal Market, go and get yourself a roast pork sandwich there with a broccoli rabe on top. It's a little bit garlicky, it's a little bit tasty, it's a little bit wet in the bread. It's just fantastic because the bread that they use, whether it's a Philly cheesesteak or it's for the roast pork sandwich, is amazing, okay? And I know I'm talking about all these sandwiches at first, but just in general, a hoagie, you know, a sub as people like to call them, anywhere in Philly is gonna make you happy. So this is definitely a sandwich place to go and eat. However, I'm gonna tell you, it's not just sandwiches here. If you're going to go to the Reading Terminal Market, which you have to do if you're going to be an eater here, you can go have, yes, the roast pork, or you can go have some Amish apple dumplings, or you can have fantastic Asian food when you're there. There's so much great food at the Reading Market that when you go there, you're just going to search, peck, grab a bite here, grab a bite there, and be so full you're thinking it'll explode at the end. I mean, we go there for breakfast and I have my pancakes and scrapple because that's how I roll when I'm here. And if you're not sure what scrapple is, that's another thing I guess you could find in some places for breakfast. Basically, it's like ground up pork and some other congealing agents and spices put together, and they fry it up, and it looks kind of like a meat pancake, but it tastes way better than I'm making it sound. But that's a really nice thing to have for breakfast when you are here. It's kind of like a side. Like some people have bacon, some people have eggs, some people like myself, scrapple all the way, baby. All right. Now, if you're at Reading Market or you're anywhere throughout town, another thing you have to have, and honestly, in terms of the best carbs in Philadelphia, this is my favorite carbs in Philadelphia. The Soft Pretzels in Philly. Oh my God, they're so good. Because what's great about them is they make them and the dough's so, I know, fresh and how it comes out that you have the perfectly crispy outside and then that soft dough pretzel doughiness inside. Oh, it's so awesome. You don't have to dip it in anything. You just get one, walk around and enjoy. My mom and I were debating yesterday when we were walking around, what was our favorite food we've been here? And honestly, the pretzel comes off number one. And that is not an insult because they do it right here in Philly. So anytime you can get pretzels in Philadelphia, it's worth it. They're amazing, okay? So just get them. Now, another area you can go if you want to go check out food, you can go to the Italian market, which is an area of town where there's a bunch of outdoor markets you can go to, but also restaurants. And I'll be honest with you, I think the Italian market area is kind of a tourist trappy kind of thing, because are you really going to be buying stuff there and then take it back to your hotel to eat as a tourist? Probably not. So if you're going to go there, go and enjoy, walk around, take it in the market and the fresh food that's there and stuff, but go to the restaurants when you're there, and there's a lot of great Italian restaurants there. Heck, there's a lot of great Italian restaurants all over town. I mean, the Italian Stallions from Philly, so I mean, there's got to be some good Italian stuff here, all right? But one thing that's funny is I notice that you don't see it all the time, not as much as you used to, but you'll see, let's say it's called red gravy. Okay, red gravy, it's not like, oh, you have brown gravy or white gravy. You know, chicken is white gravy and beef is like a brown gravy kind of stuff. No, red gravy is just tomato sauce, marinara. And so you'll see red gravy on pasta. You can get that when you're here occasionally too. Now, another tomato-based treat you might want to have when you're here is a tomato pie, which is just, it's a focaccia bread with some tomato paste on top and some other little spices on there, which is actually pretty good. I will say the first time I had it, when I was like, oh, could you heat it up? They're like, no. And then they just gave it to me. It's more of a like room temperature walk around kind of thing. It is nice to have. You'll see it at some of the bakeries around town. And that's the thing, is there's a lot of bakeries around here. You can get really good bread here. You can get really good donuts around here, wherever you're going to go around Philadelphia. That's what's really nice, because Philly really is that like like a city of different neighborhoods, and all the neighborhoods have their bakeries, have their butchers, have their shops that you can enjoy. So you can really have kind of a different like food vibe, different parts of the cities, which is really cool. And the thing is, it's not just American food that's here. You know, you have really great international food. There's a large Vietnamese population, so you can eat really great Vietnamese when you're here. I've seen some fantastic dim sum when I've been here. I mean, you can eat incredibly well in Philadelphia. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It's not just cheesesteaks and sandwiches. It's so good, whatever you're going to have when you're here. And one of the things, if you're here in the summer, like I'm probably not going to get one today, but water ice, basically if it's like a slush puppy and Italian ice had a baby together, it's kind of like that, you know, the shaved ice with the syrup in it kind of stuff. It's that. I mean, that's a staple in the summer here. I mean, I could get one, but there's enough ice around here anyway. It's winter. I'm cold. I'm not in the mood for that today. Now, one thing that I did find interesting was while I've been going around Philadelphia is you'll see a lot of places that are BYOB, bring your own beer, because there's kind of different alcohol laws here in Philadelphia and Pennsylvania in general. But in Philadelphia, there's one place you go, your beer distributor to get your beer, and they got your alcohol store to go get your alcohol. And in some restaurants just want to deal with getting the liquor license. So they, hey, you person coming to eat here, bring your own beer. It's totally fine. You do need to look and see, because if they do have a liquor license, you can't bring your own beer in. But if they don't, they'll let you know if it's BYOB. So that was kind of an interesting experience for us. My mom, we're like, oh, they're like, hey, just go down the street. There's a liquor store down there. You can go grab something. I'm like, cool, thanks, man. So we got a bottle of wine and enjoyed our Italian food like that. Now, when you're looking for the liquor store, the beer store, first off, there's a place called Wawa, which is a convenience store, gas station kind of chain throughout Pennsylvania. They love it here. And if you go in, you understand it's elevated gas station food, way better. Like their hoagies are fantastic. Their quesadillas are fantastic. They have all kinds of great drinks that are there. It's a place you should go when you're here, especially if you're staying at an Airbnb and you just want to grab a few things. Definitely worth doing. I do recommend grabbing some Tastykakes. For those of you that aren't from the region, you know, the Hostess cupcakes and the Hostess Twinkies kind of stuff. Tastykakes is the Philadelphia, Pennsylvania regional kind of version of that, which is different, but way tasty. So definitely grab some of those. And of course, Wawa has them. So you can grab your coffee and some Tastykakes when you're at Wawa and get the hoagie when you're there. You're welcome. But don't expect to get your beer when you are there, okay? And then one more thing I want to add, and this is one I saw pop up on a lot of guides for coming to eat here, are crab fries from Chicky and Pete's. And Chicky and Pete's is a restaurant here in town, but also if you're at the airport, you can grab them when you're there. And all I got to say about crab fries is actually they are pretty good, but don't think they're crab. It's got like an Old Bay seasoning on it, like it's their secret seasoning, whatever. It's like Old Bay mixed with some other stuff. They are really good. Super salty, so do have a heads up for that. Can be a bit powerful for some people, but it is powerfully tasty as well, okay? So what else did we miss out on when we were talking about what you should eat in Philadelphia? Oh, remember, Philly, it's more of a beer town than a wine town, but you can have good drinks all over the place, okay? So have some beer, have some brews, and have some fun when you're here, and you will eat well in Philly. I have no doubt about that. Anyway, I'll say bye from here in Philadelphia.